Hi and welcome to my office. Today I'm showing you how I go about photographing and filming birds nesting. A behind the scenes look how I go about doing it. Right, so for filming wise, I have my microphone right up close to a bird nesting. And that's the yellow-faced honeyeater. And they're the main bird we're looking at today. The nest is a metre away from my microphone. It's a little bit over chest height, just under my chin. Perfect location for filming a bird nesting. Awesome. Don't get to do this very often. It's all about learning and understanding the bird that you're trying to photograph and film. The more you know, the better results you're going to get. I'm 3 metres away from my subject because I listened to what they're telling me about the zone that they want me to stay out of, the tolerance zone that they'll put up with me being reasonably close to the nest. Because these are an older pair, they're a little bit more tolerant of me. Now, yellow-faced honeyeaters are very aggressive birds. They don't tolerate anything being close to the nest. But I studied them, I started to listen to them, and I worked out 3 metres away is a pretty good distance, staying slightly out of that tolerance zone, and I'm getting good results. And that's what it's all about. It's about getting good results, getting some footage, photographs of them being natural. That's what we want. Now the male yellow-faced honeyeaters, when you're around their nests, they won't come in and feed the chicks. Normally that's what they do. Both parents will feed the chicks, but because I'm here, he won't come in much further than a metre away from the nest. He doesn't really want you to know where it is, but he'll stay in this bush, keep his eye on me. Female will come in, and the good thing about with yellow-faced honeyeaters, females coming in, they give you a warning that they're coming, so you can get prepared and have your hand on the button so you don't disturb and make movements coming in. So that's really good. Another thing of listening and studying the subject. So she comes straight in and she'll go straight to the nest. She doesn't muck around. Most of the female of the yellow-faced honeyeaters will not muck around too much, as long as you're not inside that tolerance zone. She'll go straight feed. 2 days after the eggs have hatched, I've found the nest, and I started to get some beautiful results because I've studied them, I understand them. And what I'm trying to achieve is further down the line. So once the chicks get big enough where you can see them popping out from that sack-shaped nest, that's what I'm after. That's the drama. I want them coming up to mum to get the food. There's 3 in the nest, so that's great. That means sibling rivalry. There's plenty of action going on because they want to beat the other one. So that's what I'm getting. Here's a couple of clips that I'm really happy with. And one of them being a focus transition. So it's just adding a bit more drama, something else to the images, you know, something I want personally for this documentary I'm making on this whole reserve. Now, as far as photographs go, this is the one I absolutely love, and it's the only one I'm keeping. Beautiful shot, lots of drama and action, and it tells a really deep and wonderful story. Now, unfortunately, it was 40 degrees yesterday. Far too hot for me to come out, and I knew it was the last day. It was definitely going to be the last day for these chicks. They were going to fly out of the nest. But I just couldn't come out in that heat. And it's the same old story with wildlife. If you want that shot, you have to come out in every type of condition that nature throws at you. Otherwise, you're not going to get results. So I paid a price. I knew I would, but I just thought, oh, maybe I might get lucky, but I didn't. they've gone out of the nest. And I think they're just down in here. Mum's had a couple of attempts to come in so far, and I waited an hour, and yeah, she just doesn't want me being around at all because the chicks have left the nest. So she's feeling very vulnerable. Actually, she's right behind the camera there watching me. But they're here somewhere, and there was an agile antechinus hanging around as well. So it knows they're there, and it's trying to hunt them out. If you don't know what the agile antechinus is, it's my passion. It's a small carnivorous marsupial. It's just absolutely taken over my life as far as photographing and filming is concerned. Anyway, that's this nest. Let's move on to another yellow-faced honeyeater's nest. Well, this location is pretty good. It's open. I can see right in the nest. It's actually below my belly button. At a beautiful height there. But there's some challenges here, and that's mainly with the birds themselves. They're very young, they're very flighty, really upset about me being anywhere near the nest. So it's making it a little awkward. Camera, I've had to pull back to 4.5 metres according to the manual focusing. That's what it's telling me, how far we are away from it. I've got the microphone up close, but it's not as close, so I probably won't exactly hear what's going on. But they're just so flighty and really unhappy about me being here. Now, lucky for me, I bought the XF 400 just recently, what's that, nearly 3 weeks ago now. And the fantastic thing on it, the thing I absolutely love on this camera is the monitor has a sensor on it for the wireless controlling, which means now I can move as far back as I like, 5 metres, 6 metres away from the camera if I need to, so that I can get some results. Otherwise, yeah, these pair, I've come across them when, you know, the chicks probably got 3 days at the most before they fly out of the nest. So I can't get them used to me being here. Build them up from the start when the nest first starts. It's the best way to do it. But I've come across it quite late. That's a challenge for me here. I'm near the creek. There are hundreds of thousands of mosquitoes. Harsh conditions, but as I was saying before, well, it's pretty well much what I say at the end of my videos. If you don't do, you just don't get. So you have to tolerate everything nature throws at you, being uncomfortable, if you want those results. And that's what I'm going to have to do here, because I've missed out on the other one with the chicks, watching them come out of the nest, going off into the open world, new adventure. I really want that. So here, I've got no choice. I really have to put in the effort. But that's how I'm going about filming birds nesting. The yellow-faced honeyeater, understanding it, learning its behaviour. Get a young pair, you've got to change tactic. Move back as far as you can. I have a 5 metre cable for the microphone. Put, you know, that's as far as you should really go. You're not, according to the camera specs, you should only go no more than 3 metres. But I've pushed it a bit, and it always seems to work on every camera I've owned. So I can't make the camera come back any further than it is. It's as good as the zoom range will do. It's, subject's nicely framed. So yeah, this is how I go about filming wildlife. But I can't push that point any more than I already have. Learn your subject. That's the key. Right, we're moving on to something else to finish up with. So I'll meet you at a different location. On my way to my next location, I've come across something really interesting that I'd like to share with you. This is a female agile antechinus. She's still quite warm. She's just been killed. Now, birds absolutely hate them because they know that they raid the nest and kill their chicks. So any opportunity they get, a bird will attack. And I'm pretty sure with right on here. Take it up as close as I can, the camera. Just in there, you see where it's cut, bit of blood. I'd say it's something like grey thrush, something like that. Come down, nailed it. Climbing up on the tree here probably. It's nailed it and knocked it onto the track. If we have a look, it's their teats. So that's what they look like, it's a little open pouch, so the muscles pull across them. She's very young, should be last year's brood. Pretty positive of that. Oh look, stabbed her on the back as well. So she's really copped it. But a beautiful little creature. My passion. There you go. That's just nature. Well, got a good one for you here, and that is photographing and filming birds coming down for a bathe in the creek or a bit of a drink. Best to do this on a hot day, late in the afternoon, while you've still got some light, but you'll work that out. Now I know roughly the times that they come down for a drink. Because I walk through the reserve so much, I know the best places that they like to go to, where I'm most likely to get something more consistently than other places on the creek. This is one of them. I know they like coming here, and the best way for me to go about doing this without disturbing them too much, because I can't be too far away from them, I need to be up reasonably close. Even though I've put this screen up here out of fern fronds, it hides my movements a fair bit, but they're not dumb. They still see me because they can see me from up on the trees all around here as they're coming in. I'm not interested in making a big construction because they'll still know that I'm here anyway. But because I have this screen, it gives them a bit of security because it's like a wall in front, in between us. So they tend to be more relaxed and be more willing to come out into the open part there. A spot that they love to go down, because all they have to do is just walk up to the edge. It's a nice little sandy sort of beach there, and it's great. Now there's quite a few challenges to go through, and that is battery life. We really need to have a lot of batteries to do this, because we could be here for hours. You will be here for hours, and it's best to set up well before things start to happen, so they turn up and doing stuff might scare them off. So we need to be set up properly. Have your batteries ready. I've got another pair sitting in here ready to go, not in my bag, I'm sitting on my backpack there, nice and comfy. I've got my batteries ready to go. We have to consider the light that's coming in through here. I'm here quite early. I'm an hour or so earlier than I need to be. It's not completely warm, not really hot or anything, so I might not get anything tonight. But what will happen is as the sun starts to drop down, it's going to hit the water down there. It's going to be really ultra reflective. So I need to avoid that. Crop in a lot, so zoom right in on the spot. Try and get those highlights out of the way. Branches in the creek there are quite reflective as well. I tried high dynamic, got birds coming in. I tried high dynamic range mode, which this camera is really good at, but was far too much of a stretch for it. And I had a bit of a disaster. A wood duck came up with its chicks. Yeah, it was far too much of a stretch for it from the highlights to the dark areas, which is typical of a forest environment, and it had applied far too much gain. I ruined it. Something I've learnt, won't do that again. Keep it in the standard mode and just avoid those reflective highlights. Now we have to endure mozzies, we have to endure boredom, but we will be rewarded. Persistence is the key. Keep coming back to these spots again and again and again to achieve our ultimate goal and get birds, different varieties of birds coming in, having a bathe. Very rewarding when you get it. It's quite exciting, especially after, you know, you might not have had anything for a few days and then bang, it happens. It's really good. For me, I need to get as much as I can of this for that documentary I keep talking about that I'm building at the minute. I need some more footage of birds bathing. I haven't really got a lot because I haven't been able to go and chase them to do that much. But I'm doing that now. And there's a lot of birds starting to come around, so it's probably time for me to shut up and get out of here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Covered a few things today. Birds nesting, behind the scenes, and behind a screen. Videoing, photographing birds coming down into the creek. And just remember, if you click on that subscription button down below, you'll get notifications whenever I do anything else. And if you'd like to go and have a look at my channel, there's over 70 videos to choose from there now, doing stuff like this, talking about photography and filming of wildlife, camera accessories. I do camera reviews as well whenever I buy something new. So click on that icon down below, take my channels, go and have a browse. Must be something of interest there. And just remember, if you don't do, you just don't get. So get out there and start photographing and filming wildlife. See ya. Well, this is a prickly currant bush and it's fruiting at the minute. But this particular bush has the most sweetest fruit out of the whole reserve. They are awesome. And it's just full of them at the minute. Get the little ones, they're orange, but the darker ones, they're almost red. Absolutely beautiful. Here, have a taste. Well, I am not going to want my dinner tonight. I am getting a feast in this forest. This is the elderberry bush. These are native to Australia, same with the currants, but these aren't poisonous. You can eat them straight away like that. And they are friggin' awesome. Can get some bushes where they're bloody bitter, but these are nice. Come on, here, catch.